Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Harry here doing another tutorial for you guys of some amazing Logitech products. These ones today are going to be more on the ergonomic side of things. So we've got a great keyboard for you, the K860 keyboard and the MX Ergo, which I'm going to show you about. So we're going to walk through both of those and then I'm going to show you how to use our software to really customize them to the way you want to be able to use them. Before I start though, I just want to jump to Logitech's website and show you guys kind of what ergonomics is and the role that Logitech plays with ergonomics. So if I jump over to the website here, they've actually built out an entire website for the study of ergonomics. So there's a lot of great things in here. If I just go to the overview, you'll find, as soon as you get to the pages, an overview, wellness tips, the Ergo Lab, and Ergo products. But if you scroll down a little bit, it gives you just a basic run through of what ergonomics is. What it is the study to improve posture, effectiveness, and comfort, in work environments. So you'll find that all those things play a part. So you'll be able to kind of learn about how to create a better posture for yourself, which in turn results in less muscle strain, overall increased comfort, and then just generally an improved well-being. So physical discomfort, like it says here, can lead to emotional stress. So it's just good to treat your body nice when you're working day in, day out, and it'll play a big part in your work life. So if we move over to the wellness tips, this part is really cool because it can show you guys everything you need to improve your posture and your work style, because we know a lot of people are working from home right now, so this is a really good asset. So you'll find little tips and tricks here, how to set up your workstation so it is ergonomically friendly, little tips on how to properly work, and then even things like ergonomic tips for children. So if we jump into this one just for an example, they're going to show little tips of how to limit screen time, structure and free play, stay active, stay sane, take the pressure off. So I implore you guys to explore this, and you'll find some great tips in here. There's some mental well-being hacks in here, and then managing screen time at any age. That's a huge one. We're all on our phones and our screens for long times of the day, and it can take a toll on our bodies, so we got to make sure we set ourselves up for success. And then it's just some more ones about the ergonomic workspace, choosing the right tools. Really cool article I read earlier about what's a neutral posture and how to make sure that you're not putting too much strain on your muscles, because you won't even realize it until you've been sitting there for a couple hours, and then your traps start to hurt. And I was struggling with that a lot, but now I'm set up with a good ergonomic setup, and I've been enjoying it a lot more. So we move over to the Ergo Lab. This is actually their design base in Switzerland, where ergonomic specialists are hand building these prototypes. And I just want to remind you guys that all Logitech mice and keyboards are hand designed. So there's some sort of truth to them being ergonomic before they're really ergonomically approved. Just that it's hand sculpted and not just a machine kind of machining the way through a product. So there's a lot of cool facts here about where our stress is and how ergonomics can help fix that, and all the testing and how it all works. So you guys should take a look through this, and there's some really cool facts in here. And obviously at the top here we go back to the Ergo products. But I just want to quickly jump back to a little video, and it'll show you guys exactly what these guys are doing when they create some of these amazing products for Logitech.
We see the workplace changing, we see it evolving.
We tend to work longer hours, we tend to work in different environments, particularly in mobile environments.
This longer exposure time means that we need devices that we are more comfortable with and we enjoy using them.
Here in the Ergo Lab, we do tests such as looking at the muscle activity people have when they're using our devices, the pressure that's exerted, for example, when they're putting their hand on a device or on the table, and the posture that they have when they're sitting in their work environment using the devices.
So we spend a lot of time to design these tests and to write down the protocols. We are seeing what is actually happening, the reasons they are happening, and what correlates with what.
The Ergo Lab is an awesome design tool for the team because it allows us to get into the lab with our prototypes and validate at a very early stage to get that rapid iteration, which is synonymous with making effective, desirable products.
Logitech's unique approach to ergonomics is looking not only at ergonomics from the purely scientific perspective, but finding the sweet spot between that and desirability and comfort, of course, without compromising on performance.
It's basically allowing people to work more comfortably, to work without pain, without distraction, to allow them to focus on the task that they need to get done, and to do it better.
It's a feedback loop that goes on and on. So you feel better, you do better. If you do better, you would feel better. And it just goes on and on. It's the happy loop.
Okay, great. So that really just helps explain everything, the process that goes into making these great products. You know, they're really breaking it down over highly scientific level to kind of figure out where muscle strain is coming from and how the products can improve that, you know, because we are working a lot more from home, working longer hours. So these products have been designed to really improve that. So just before we jump into things, this is the K860 here. I've got it. You got a little brief overview. You saw it in the little video there, a little prototype they had. And this is the MX Ergo. So I'm going to start with the K860. And let me just give you a little video to start that off, and then we'll jump back and play around with it a little bit. Okay, great. So there's a little highlight reel for you guys. But when I look at this thing, I immediately notice the split keys. So that split design is really just to create more natural hand position for you. At first, I was kind of thrown off by this. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to teach myself how to type on this. But firsthand experience, as soon as I started typing this thing, it was not hard to pick up at all. It just feels like a normal keyboard. You really start to just appreciate designating your left hand to this side of the keyboard and your right hand to this side. You know, I used to do weird things where I was holding the Alt button and trying to hit like the Y and things like that. So it's a really great design. You'll notice that it has that sloped design there, and you know that is just to reduce that muscle strain we're talking about. I don't know if you guys saw that, but 54% more wrist support with this design, and that really comes from this wrist rest. I'll just give you a quick overview of what that looks like. So there's 3 layers here: that surface layer, which is that fine knit fabric, that support layer in the middle, which is a small piece of foam, and that comfort layer is all that memory foam. So it's a super comfortable keyboard to use, really easy to use as well. I'm going to walk you guys through our Logitech options in just a bit, and we'll go over some of the nice features about it. But you'll notice that all the media keys are up top. You're able to connect to 3 different sources, and you can just toggle between them with this. So you can have this keyboard connected to 3 different sources at once, and then there's a lot of funny little things you can mess around with. The one thing that's really cool is that they've thought of everything with this is the uprights. So there's 2 levels to raise it if you are sitting a little bit higher, and then obviously if you're at a standing desk, you can pull them all the way up and be in a really cool position so that your elbow is going to be in line with your wrist, as you saw in that video there. So lots of different options to keep this thing comfortable, and really can't say nothing bad about it. It's super comfortable, and it's really reduced the strain in my traps here. I used to get just a kind of cold pain back there, and it's completely cut it out. So first-hand experience with this has been great. So I'm going to jump into Logitech options in just a bit, but before we do, we're going to do another just brief overview of the mouse here, the MX Ergo. As you can see, it's got a really cool design, but again, I'll show you a little video of it first, and then we can talk about it. Okay, great. So let's bring this center stage and show you guys a little bit about it. So it comes with this nice little stand here. So the cool thing you can do with this is, I don't know if you saw in that video, there's a tilting feature. So this just comes off actually. It's just magnetic, and it's this little platform that it swivels on. So that just locks in like that, and you can go to a flat surface like this. And then if you want, you can just tilt it up to be more relaxed with your hand in a natural state, because this can be painful and this can just be not painful at all. So, and if you want to raise it up a little bit more, you can use this stand, which I've been doing, which has been super helpful. And notice with the trackball, you do control the mouse with the ball. So there is no moving around like this. There's no sensor of that sort. So it is all with the ball. We've got a really nice scroll wheel here that does soft scrolling. The ability to have some buttons here that are customizable, and then this is your precision scroll. So if you're thinking this is a little too sensitive, you can click that on and it becomes a lot more accurate at a slower DPI, if you will. So yeah, let's jump into Logitech options, and we'll go through both of these products, give it a better overview of what you can do with each of them. Let me just pull this up here. Okay, so what do you guys want to start with? Let's start with the K860. So Logitech Options, again, is a free software that Logitech offers. For core products, you can customize the product, switch some little finite things around with it, and just generally learn about the product. So you'll be brought to a screen like this. Let's do a little feature tour for you guys, because that's the easiest way. So to start off, there are all these customizable keys on the top here. So these are things that are integrated into the system, like your brightness, window, select a window, your media keys here. But once we lock out the function button right here, they become F keys that we can program. And then we can use our function button down here to access those. Also, I talked about those three device switches you can use. So I'm on one right now. If I had another computer, I could use two, and then I can use it for any device really that I like that is compatible with a keyboard. So yeah, super simple to use in that sense, and you can start to create a little macros for yourself. This is that easy switch area. So right now I'm using this is the model number of my computer and Windows. I don't have any other ones paired, but they would show there, and you can easily switch between them. And then you can also integrate this into different applications. So if I wanted to add an application such as like Adobe Premiere or Photoshop or anything really, I can customize some of those keys to play a key role there. And then moving back to the MX Ergo, things get a little bit more fun here. It's kind of blocked right now by my by this video feed right here, but Duolink turns this trackball into a gesture button. So if I click on one of the buttons for the gesture, if I hold my function key and then use the trackball from left to right, it'll do a gesture. So here's task view. I can switch desktops, show and hide desktops, and I can pick what gesture does what. But for right now, I'm just going to put it back to the default. So these are customizable buttons. Right now I've set this one as the back button, and this is Alt-Tab. So what Alt-Tab does, it's a little macro, is it opens up your desktop and shows you all the windows that you have open so you can select them. There are 3 different buttons on the scroll wheel, so you can actually click down on the scroll wheel, you can move it to the right and move it to the left, and so those will do 3 different things that we can program, and we can even make keystroke assignments. So if I want to do something like Command W, which is often just closing the window, I can do that with the click of the mouse. So little ways to create macros here, pretty ingenious ideas they come up with here. And then you can also change the precision mode button. I really enjoy this button though, because sometimes the trackball can be super sensitive, and if I want to do something finite, I can hold it down, or I can click it and turn it on, and I can be way more accurate. If you ever mess around with it and you don't like the setup, you can always restore the default. Point and scroll, this is your pointer speed, so the DPI of the pointer from the trackball, so the higher you go to the right, the more sensitive it is, vice versa. Smooth scrolling, you guys will definitely want this enabled because it is a dream. You're going to be scrolling through long pages and it doesn't become stagnant. It actually just scrolls nice and fluidly, but you can disable it and enable it. And then scroll wheel direction, if you like to have it inverted, I know some people do, you can change it there. I'm a traditional person. And then the last thing, I haven't integrated it today, but you guys have heard about it. We're going to do another session on this coming up soon, is flow. So this mouse is enabled with flow, and what it allows you to do is actually work in between 2 computers at once, and it can work between 2 operating systems. So you could be using Windows and Mac, have this mouse connected to both of them, and you can actually drag and drop documents like pictures or videos, PDFs, from one computer to the other without having a solid connection. They just have to be on the same Wi-Fi, and there's a full setup for that. So we'll come to that another day. We'll show you guys how that works, but that's a great tool if you want to make things easy and you want to cut out the cables. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed my review of these products here. You know, it's definitely helped my work style. Not having a strain on my neck, on my traps. I know some people have different things going on, and honestly an ergonomic setup is probably your best choice. It looks like more of the products are moving that way, but just for peace of mind, again, a majority of Logitech products are handmade and hand sculpted by other human beings. So, you know, these are designed out of like the pure thought that it's going to be comfortable. Even though these ones are ergonomically certified, a lot of our mice and keyboards are extremely comfortable. But yeah, I can't say enough great things about this setup. If you guys have any more questions about ergonomics and how that works out, I advise you to check out the website again. Lots of great tips, especially now that everyone is working from home these days. Thanks again, guys. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.